This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're at Soho House for a private screening of Prizefighter, which is released this Friday, 22nd of July on Amazon Prime. I'm joined by the man who basically did everything, lead actor, writer. I'm joined by Matt, who had a massive part to play in this film. How excited are you about this being released on Friday, mate?
Yeah, it's crazy actually. Been a bit of a wild ride, you know. It's taken 10 years of my life to get off the ground, so lots of ups and downs with the film, but I'm excited. You know, it comes out in a couple of days. This is just a private screening, small screening for some select people and some cast and crew. So, yeah, good to get out there.
Yeah, thanks for having us down. Obviously, you got Derek Chisora here, Julius Francis, who went viral a few weeks ago. I think we all know why, and I think Johnny is supposed to be coming, Johnny Nelson, but I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, Johnny Nelson, Spencer Furnham supposed to be here. Maybe they're going to arrive late. It's been crazy. Obviously, Julius is in the film, which is great. Derek is a friend of one of the investors, so it's nice to have a couple of friendly faces. There's a lot of ex-boxers and pro boxers in the film, so it's because the story is about the birth of boxing. It was nice to just get some active leading boxers in the film to kind of help support that. It's been a bit crazy in that sense.
I know the storyline is based on a true story, but what inspired the thought of producing this film, mate?
Yeah, so my dad was actually ex-British heavyweight champion, David the Bomber Pearce, and the story of Jem Belcher, which is what the film's set on, came through someone who thought I looked the spitting image of my dad. It was reading an article in a newspaper about my dad, and to the left-hand side of it was this piece on Jem Belcher. So I just immediately got hooked. This is it's a true story about an unforgotten hero but basically one of the founding fathers of boxing, who coined the pugilistic long reach to the jab. He had a very Muhammad Ali-esque style about him in the sense that he spoke differently. He was way ahead of his time. He had speed and jab and agility to beat opponents rather than the bulk size. So I started this journey like 10 years ago writing it and just became fascinated with Jem. He's the youngest ever champion to this day. He was blind at 22 and he was dead by the time he was 30. So it's just like this whirlwind of a story of this boxer that no one really knows anything about. And he was around the time of Daniel Mendoza and Tom Molyneux and Bill Richmond, so there were some other famous fighters of the time. But he just changed the sport, and I was fascinated by his rags to riches story. And then there was all these similarities with myself. He died on my birthday, got the same mum's name as my mum, Mary, and one of the last fights he had with Henry Pearce, which is at the end of the film, is the same surname as my dad's. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to train as a boxer and become this character. And I started training about 4 or 5 years ago as a boxer. I started training with professionals in Wales and St Joe's, where Lee Salby trains, and some ex-world champions. So yeah, just went down that route. Got a bit of a bug now to fight. So I've been doing it for so long now that eventually enjoyed it a lot and became pretty good. So yeah, it's been a mad one.
I'm glad you produced the film, because I bet if you ask about at least 80% of people in boxing, they won't know that story, and it's such a crucial story to the sport. It's a good job that you came up with that.
Yeah, do you know what? It's why I wanted to tell the story. A lot of people heard of, like I said, Tom Molyneux and Bill Richmond and Daniel Mendoza. They're quite famous people of the time, but no one knew anything about Jem Belcher. And he had this lightning fast jab. And like I said, he was the youngest ever champion, even to this day at 19. And he just had this whirlwind of a story that I was really hooked to. I'm the same weight, same height, same size as him. So all these attributes just kind of led me to want to play the part. And it's been the most crazy ride, because like I said, I've played the lead, written it. We've also got Russell Crowe in the film and Ray Winston. Ray's obviously an ex-boxer, and we got Joe Egan in the film as well, and Julius and Ricky, the end fighter, is an ex-boxer. So it's just been a bit of a crazy ride. It's a bit like a Rocky-esque kind of story repeating itself, but 40, 50 years later. So yeah, it's been a bit crazy.
Of course, you guys hope it sells really well. As I said, out this Friday, 22nd of July on Amazon Prime. How do you think it will do, mate?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the film's already sold really well. It's pre-sold. So there's loads of territories and markets around the world which are releasing it theatrically. It's out in Russia at the moment, which is quite random, and a couple of other countries. But, Amazon, it's one of their highest sort of buying projects in the sense of their scale. So it's already sold really well, and it goes out like I said, it's an Amazon exclusive, so it gets plastered with their branding and marketing and everything. Friday in the UK, and it's out in the US as well on Friday. So yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. It's going to be seen by millions of people in the next couple of days. So.
Well, that's a big thing for yourselves, and from what you're telling me, thoroughly deserve it. Yeah, great sort of idea to get this on, and I'm sure everyone will buy into it. So yeah, great to get you on the channel, Matt. Congratulations on the journey you've finally reached to on Friday with the release of this film, and yeah, we look forward to it. I'm sure it'll do really well.
Thank you so much. Big thank you to Tyson Fury as well, because...
Yes, let's mention that actually before you go. So he's been on a mad tour across the whole country, and you've been part of it.
Yeah, it's been a bit crazy. Do you know what? You know, the guy has everything in the world crazy, and just him and his team welcomed me with open arms. Spencer, Brendan, James, you know, just Brian, their host, is crazy. And I've just been doing a little bit of a tour with them. I did some dates in Wales and Newcastle, and going on tour, playing the trailer to loads of people and doing a 10-minute interview, and you know, just having some fun. But you know, big thank you to Tyson Fury, because just like I said, the man who has everything but just gave back and just, you know, kind of brought me in with open arms, and yeah, was able to kind of promote the film in that way. So really good.
Fantastic stuff. I don't think there's anyone else that could promote something better if you wanted someone to promote your film. So yeah, that's great stuff. Yeah, great to get you on the channel, Matt, and we'll speak soon, all right?
Perfect. Thank you, man. Cheers.
Welcome, Team Everlast, to the Team Everlast Fitness app. Download the Everlast Fitness app and find your greatness within.